Yo, what is up? The summer anime season is over. This is the tier list. So we got the best shows, best waifus, best openings we had this season. So I'm gonna start off with the best shows, STF tier list. I've seen a lot of anime this season. Probably haven't seen all of them, but yeah, most of them I've watched like all the way. So I'll pretty much stack things up. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, a lot of like solid top tier shows. But as well, there's like so many isekais, so many romance shows this season. The romance shows I have to say were hitting. We had a lot of cool shows. Yo, let me know what your favorite anime this season is, and hopefully I don't disrespect it here. Let's start off with S tier though for the best shows. So I liked a few of them, just like solid stories, good animation, good action, just like all throughout, just like very high quality. So we have Oshinoko season 2, very good anime. It's not finished yet, so it had one episode delayed. It's gonna air like next week, but insanely good show. I love that season 2 kind of continued the story in a strong way. Never got too boring, because I know a lot of people were saying like after the first episode of season 1, it just turned into an idol show, kind of boring, just like high school kids drama. But like the quality is undeniable. Every character just like has their motivation. I love how they showcase like each character. Akane and Kana, they don't really like outshine each other. They both get like equal showing. Ruby's also there. She kind of shows up at the end. So yeah, the story kind of continues. The play was like animated so well. So many like high quality moments as like each person was like performing to their best. And hopefully we get a season 3 announcement, because yeah, Doga Kobo working on this. They worked on Alia as well and some other shows this season. So yeah, I mean, they're doing a lot. Also after that, we have Dead Dead Demons DDDD Destruction for S tier. Just like continuation from last season. So yeah, we had 17 episodes plus episode 0. It's so good. It's like high quality. The story was insanely good. It's like a sci-fi type of story with like aliens and high school girls. It's so crazy, so unique. It kind of like executed everything very well. It ended the story, so we don't really have any cliffhangers or anything. There may be some kind of like unexplained things happening, but overall, without spoilers, this is just like such a good show. Highly recommend it. Also, I love the main 2 voice actresses they had for the characters. So yeah, Karode Ontan, they're voiced by the lead singer of YOASOBI and Ano. Like both of them kind of just like play cynical, happy-go-lucky high school girls. Also after that, we have Monogatari Off and Monster Season. So yes, insanely good continuation of Monogatari. I didn't know I needed it. I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, a lot of like kind of random side stories post graduation. So yeah, we learned more about Yotsugi. We saw Nadeko get her own kind of like character arc and some other stuff happening. This also didn't finish up. I think we have like one more episode left remaining, but I have to say like the last arc is a bit dipping in terms of like storytelling and animation quality. But like besides that, like like the last arc could be shit for all I care, because like the entire anime felt so good. Continued the Monogatari story. I mean, you got to finish all of Monogatari to really watch this, but if you got some time, might as well watch this instead of like 50 other isekais that I've been doing. Also after that, we have the Nier Automata anime version 1.1a, so part 2. Part 1 was like okay, like there were some like production issues, but besides that, like it had like a kind of solid story foundation with the video game. The video game is still a better experience, but like this part 2, they kind of fixed everything, all the problems with part 1. So it had like very clean action. The emotional moments hit hard. They brought in the Nier soundtrack, so all the music was just insanely good. None of it was repetitive, just like really good stories. So yeah, I'm like very impressed how they like kind of wrapped up this anime. It was like really nice. So yeah, highly recommend watching like the whole like first season. Also, finally, we have My Hero Academia season 7. So it's a part 2. It's not really finished up yet. We have a couple episodes, I think 2 more left remaining, but insanely good, high quality kind of like final battle we're having here. I'd say like one bad thing is that like the storytelling here is just like so off the rails. Random shit happening. All the villains, they have like kind of phase 2, phase 3, just like exponentially strong power-ups. So like all the heroes are kind of like desperately like powering up themselves. We see a lot of like older heroes coming through as well, just like showing up. So there's a lot of hype moments, I have to admit, especially this week's episode where we see like just All Might coming through again. I had to spoil that. I'm sorry. So yeah, Bones kind of redeeming themselves, because a lot of people were hating on like the kind of prior season animation. But yeah, season 6 and season 7 of My Hero has been like pretty hype. All right, now for A tier, we got some shows here. We got Makine, Too Many Losing Heroines. I really love this show. It looked very good, so I was like kind of impressed by the quality of like some random like seasonal romance show. Also, the story, like, it felt a bit generic, but, like, it's just so wholesome. There's obviously some tropes, like, my dude just, like, walked into a girl, like, naked in front of him. So, yeah, like, stuff like that happened. Like, his little sister's attracted to him, but it's very good. It doesn't reinvent the wheel. It doesn't really take the romance too seriously, but, just, like, a fun story concept. Also, after that, we have the Suicide Squad Isekai. So, yeah, very fun show. It kind of impressed me because, I wasn't really, like, expecting too much. I was hoping, like, maybe the animation would be good. Because I really like the DC kind of fight scenes, you know, Harley Quinn fighting off with people. But yeah, I mean, it was nice. It did its job. I really don't want like more of it, but I think there's going to be like a continuation because this ending was very open ended. We saw like Joker doing some shit, and then, you know, Harley Quinn and the Suicide Squad are kind of like helping the kingdom. They're like defeating all these like monsters in the fantasy world. And you also got Maury Calliope singing the ending. So yeah, I mean, a lot of like cool shit for this anime. Also, after that, we have Pseudo Harem. I love this show. Very wholesome romance show. I can't explain how much I like it, but it's just like cures your soul. If you have like a bad day, if you're just like depressed, if you're like tired of the world, if you're angry, if you're going through struggles, while like seeing Nanakura just like being just like so nice, acting, and just like a real type of like kind of relationship dynamic they have going on, it's like very cute and funny. And even though it might cheer you up, it might make you empty when you finish it because you'll realize, yeah, Nanakura isn't real. I can't have this pseudo harem. It's not for me. But besides that, Sayori Hayami kind of like voice acting Nanakura, it's just so good. Like, I would legit put this on S tier, but I think like the animation is like really bad. It's a bit low quality, so yeah, that's why I'll just like leave it on A tier. Also, after that, we have the Elusive Samurai for A tier. I would also put this in S tier because it had like some of the highest peaks of animation we had this season. Just like seeing Tokiyuki kind of like run around. His gimmick is that he's like a little boy samurai and he's like trying to fight adults, but his skill is just like running away, kind of like Boji from Ranking of Kings. I think the problem here is that there's like a lot of like lows in the animation quality. There's like CGI horses. I think like, you know, Cloverworks always like overworking their staff, so it's probably something like that. They're probably way too ambitious with this like kind of Shonen Jump like series, but it was really good though. The comedy might take you out of the moments because there's a lot of like serious stuff happening at the same time. People getting murdered, like child trafficking, rape, beheadings. So yeah, when people are just like making haha goofy funny faces while also like, you know, dealing with the serious shit in the samurai era, it's like it's a bit jarring. So yeah, the story isn't really something to take too seriously, but like the animation is really fun. Made me really kind of care about Tokiyuki and his friends. So yeah, I guess hopefully things get better for them. Also, after that, we have my dear friend Noko-tan for A tier. Yes, this has been overrated. I've heard the complaints, but I mean, this is like a solid kind of like, you know, slapstick humor, just like random shit happening. If you don't find it funny, if you find it kind of boring, that's understandable. It's not the show's fault that it was overhyped. It's not the show's fault that it had like a banger kind of first and second trailer to suck people in. So yeah, just like Deer Brainrot, like I kind of enjoyed it for what it was. It kind of just like randomly stood out this season. Also, after that, we have Shoshimin, How to Become Ordinary. Kind of like an interesting romance mystery show. The quality was like really high. So yeah, a lot of these romance shows just have randomly high quality. But yeah, it was very good. Season 2 confirmed. I really liked it, based on a light novel series. There's kind of like mysteries, but the mysteries aren't really the big thing. I honestly didn't like most of the mysteries in the show. What I did like is the interactions between the main characters. I also like the high quality kind of like food that they were eating. Parfaits, cakes, strawberries, ice creams. So yeah, just like keeping track of her mental state throughout the anime is just like so fun. Also, after that, we have Spice and Wolf, the remake. So it finished up. This is the second core. It was pretty decent. Like, you know, that's all I can say. Like, the remake kind of did its job. So I was like surprised because I thought like the original kind of like held up decently well. But yeah, this one just like the same thing, but higher quality. Maybe some of the story points changed a little bit. But besides that, yeah, most of the things happen are the same kind of like interactions, dialogue, dynamic between Lawrence and Hollow. There's some like kind of randomly annoying story points. Like in here, we had one arc where there was like this fake gold pyrite that they were kind of buying and selling out. And then Lawrence and Hollow had like this like argument between them because Lawrence was like hiding information from her like unintentionally. And then so she decided to like break up with him and then join this other Shota dude. It was just like really bad. I didn't like that plot point. But besides that, yeah, some of the other story points were nice. Like them working with the small village and saving like the priest lady. So yeah, just like a lot of like wholesome adventures. I think this is season 2 confirmed. So yeah, I guess they're just like remaking the whole series. So yeah, why not? Also, after that, we have Mayonaka Punch for A tier. Kind of solid like PA work show. Yeah, basically just like a girls like kind of forming a band or a group. This one, they're becoming YouTubers and they want to get 1 million subscribers. Also, just like this vampire Call of the Night theme. So yeah, just like a lot of funny Yuri supernatural dynamics going on. It's like a comedy show with like a lot of like emotional moments as we like get people's backstories. Kind of like a unique spin on like, you know, girls forming music groups. Also, after that, we have Dungeon People for A tier. I love this show a lot. You know, Dungeon Meshi's spiritual successor, more world building, just like a solid kind of like vibe dynamic between the main two characters. It was just like a mix of like being very informative and also like a lot of comedy and decent action. It kind of explains that like the dungeon is like manufactured, it's not like naturally forming. And then there's people behind the scenes kind of like maintaining things, restocking chests, hiring more monsters to like kind of patrol the dungeon. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It's like a very fun, quick watch. Also, finally for A tier, we have Terminator Zero. So it's a Netflix show. There's 8 episodes, kind of 30-minute long episodes. I was like coming into this kind of like a hater. I didn't really like the trailer or anything. I was like, do we really need a Terminator anime? But yeah, I watched it. It was like a decent kind of like action, self-contained story. I like that story was self-contained because you didn't really need to know too much about Terminators. Here, you just like need to know just like this kind of like badass main girl. There's like this kind of time travel plot line going on, and then a lot of like emotional scenes as well. Yeah, so like decent action. Like the anime isn't perfect. It had like a lot of like the small plot holes. But if you just want to like watch an anime on Netflix, you could just like watch the first episode. It's very easy to binge, and then see if you like it. Also after that, we have B tier, starting off with Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. So this was a very popular show. I put in B tier because it didn't really do anything. The story was like very average, but I think like people loved it because like the little sister Yuki, like her dialogue was insane. Every episode where she had like over 5 minutes of talking, just like so much degenerate shit sprouted from her mouth. That was like very funny and entertaining. But besides that, I don't think she was enough to carry the show. I think Alia and Kuze's dynamic is like very cute and wholesome. So I really want them to be together. I don't ship Kuze with his sister. I don't do that. But yeah, besides that, you see they're kind of like planting the seeds. Like this, there's gonna be a season 2. So this first season didn't really like wrap up any like plot lines, conclusions, or anything. Also after that, we have a similar romance show. I guess this is Love is Sometimes Divisible by Twins. The story was like kind of compelling. The concept is like very like trashy, just like pseudo incest, where 2 girls love the same dude. They're like all childhood friends, but then like the one girl that made her move, she feels guilty. So there's like a whole thing with like everyone trying to like get with each other and then break up and then reset their relationship from zero and start over. There's like a whole thing happening. So yeah, I thought the drama and story was like kind of compelling. Like they took this trashy concept and like kind of made it work. Also, we got Wistoria Wand and Sword. So also B tier. Like the animation here was like very nice because yeah, each episode you can see like there's like one kind of like 2-minute long scene where just like people are fighting, just like the sleekest animation you've probably seen this season. So yeah, it has like cool action, but the story is like very unwatchable. So generic, just like kind of like Harry Potter environment. And then the main dude, he's kind of bullied because he doesn't know magic, but he's like very strong. So yeah, like Mashal does this as well. But also just like every story point, every villain, it's just wrapped up so easily. Barely any stakes. But I mean, I do like the wholesome dynamic between Will and then like as he's like getting more friends, like his whole party. There's a season 2 though, so maybe the story in season 2 is better. I don't think so, but yeah, just like a lot of high quality animation kind of like wasted on the show. Also, we have No Longer Allowed in Another World. So yeah, B tier, kind of like a decent, parody isekai, I guess. So yeah, the concept, this dude, he wants to die. He's like an author, and then him and his like love just like try to like jump off a bridge, but then they got hit by a truck. There's this whole like lore dump about this world. Doesn't really matter. There's also like a lot of like hot waifus here in his party. But yeah, basically they kind of like keep the concept fresh by like, having him do a lot of like things related to death. He wants to die. He kind of like sucks the life out of people, and then he has like this magic kind of Death Note book. So yeah, the show is very funny, but also it's just, do we really need another kind of parody isekai? I mean, maybe we do, but I'll just like leave it at B tier. Also, we have the Osan Newbie Adventurer, trained to death by the most powerful party. So this title sounds so generic. I came in wanting to hate this show so badly, and I did. I didn't like the first few episodes, but I'll leave it at B tier because like it did pick up. The show is like very manly, just like a lot of like fight energy. So yeah, I mean the main character, he's kind of like this like kind of 30-year-old man, and then he's like one of the strongest humans in the whole world because he's trained by like the strongest like 5 people in the world. So that's pretty much the concept. And then like there's like a lot of like misunderstandings, him just like beating people up but also like kind of training people. So yeah, it's just like a funny show, very manly. I love the energy it brought. So yeah, I mean if you want another kind of like funny isekai, this one also kind of does its job. We also have Atri, My Dear Moments, for B tier. So this anime is kind of like cute and wholesome. It's based on like this visual novel. I played a similar one, not this one, but Stella to the End, which they all kind of follow the similar concept. I don't know if this was the meta, where it's kind of like post-apocalyptic world where you're just kind of like exploring and salvaging, and then you come across like this like random android little girl and you have to take care of her, and then the android little girl wants to be human. That's kind of like the concept of this visual novel game. So yeah, the anime also kind of did it justice. I'd have to say though, Archer is like very annoying. He's like yells a lot, ruins everything, very useless. He's pretty much just a little girl, but trying to like, help the main character. But you can see like the kind of emotional moments like kind of picking up. Maybe I'll check out the game now that it's over. Also, we have My Senpai is an Otoko Noko for B tier. So yeah, kind of like a solid, just like romance show. Nothing too crazy happening, just like a lot of cute moments. There's like kind of like some lessons they're building up on in this world. Our main character, he has to like kind of go through some struggles with his mom because he likes cross-dressing. He likes kind of cute girly things, and then he's probably been like repressed when he was younger. So now he's just like kind of doing it in school. A lot of people think he's weird. And a lot of characters also have like similar struggles, like the main girl, because their parents weren't really in her life. So there's like a lot of stuff happening. I think like the main lesson they're kind of telling us is that there's like two paths in life. One is the path that everyone takes, you know, just like be normal, probably like, you know, relatable in Japanese culture. And the second path is to like express yourself, but also face the harsh judgment of society. So Makoto's trying to navigate both paths. Him cross-dressing as a girl kind of like is like really comfortable for him, but also him being a man gets him like very popular in school. So it's like he has to balance that. So yeah, if you're ever curious, you want like an LGBTQ kind of like romance anime, this one's definitely kind of interesting. We also have another romance show. The magical girl and the evil lieutenant used to be arch enemies. I didn't finish this one, but I thought it was very wholesome. When I watched it, it was kind of funny. Just like this magical girl who she's like an alien in this world, and now she has to kind of like attach herself to this dude. Also after that, we have a harem show, The Cafe Terrace and Its Goddesses Season 2. I thought Season 2 was a lot better than Season 1, but also it did suffer through a lot of the same problems where just like the main character, he kind of like, every girl has like the superficial issue. Either they have like trouble at home, they have trouble with their career, or maybe like something like with their family. And then Hayato, the main character, just like solves it very easily. So he gets like all the rewards basically undeserved because he's just like the Giga Chad, just like problem solver. He doesn't really put any effort, but yeah, all the girls are just attached to him. They're just on his dick at 24/7. So I guess he has to pick one. I don't know who he's gonna pick. There's like some lore here where all the girls had grandmothers that also worked at this cafe, so it's kind of like coming full circle. But anyway, you know, if you want some like hot, ecchi moments and kind of like a decent long-running story, if you want the quintessential quintuplets at home, well then Season 2 is okay. Also, we have Dahlia in Bloom, crafting a fresh start with magical tools. This is also another isekai. It was kind of decent. It was like a fantasy genre where like a girl is like, instead of like, you know, fighting demon lords, learning magic or anything, she's like building tools. She's like inventing stuff with her like knowledge of the past. So it's like very cute, kind of like a realistic type of like life situation going on for her. But also throughout the season, a lot of like random shit happened I didn't like. Where, you know, like she got a husband, the husband was cheating on her, she broke up with him. Spoilers, sorry, I don't know if you're gonna watch the spoilers. Also, like, once the husband divorced her, she became like really rich. And at the same episode, like, she came across this unbelievably handsome dude that's like injured in the forest. It just like felt so abrupt. But yeah, besides that, you know, it's just like a kind of chill fantasy show. Also, a similar show to this, we have Bye Bye Earth for B tier. I thought this anime had promise, it had good action on the first episode, but then as it went on, just like the world felt very bad, very generic. I didn't really care about it at all. It's like kind of like a world where people have swords, and the swords kind of have emotion and like defines yourself. So, you know, stuff is happening. The main girl, she has a sword, kind of like going on like some nomadic journey. Also after that, we have Twilight Out of Focus, kind of solid like boys love show. I didn't really finish it, but I didn't really hear anything bad about it either. We have the VTuber anime, VTuber Legend, how I went viral after forgetting to turn off my stream. Very typical, like the title is basically the concept. A girl like kind of gets drunk on stream, and then like her real personality is there. It's like a bit funny if you do like VTubers. I guess the anime is worth checking out, maybe a few episodes. The gimmick does get very old. I'd say if she was real and I had to watch her say the same shit every day, maybe it'd get a bit tiring, but hey, I review the same animes every week, so maybe I can relate. Maybe it's hard to become original anymore, so I guess it's kind of just like a cute like current era type of like story. Also, yo, rest in peace Amelia, she's graduating, speaking of VTubers. So that's kind of sad. Aqua as well, so yeah, we lost two of them this season. Also after that, we have Quality Assurance in Another World for B tier. It's a very good isekai. I thought the concept was like kind of nice, where it's like this whole emotional story where like, you know, people are stuck in this game and then just like the NPCs are suffering. So like I thought the concept was good, but it just turned out to be like just like an okay isekai, like nothing really stuck out. A lot of kind of like repetitive things as well, but you know, besides that, it is a decent watch. Also after that, we have Delico's Nursery for B tier, you know, solid kind of newer anime. It follows like this kind of like vampire aesthetic, a bunch of dudes out here with like taking care of their kids as well. So yeah, just like a cute story. We also have Plus Sized Elf for B tier. Very funny show, a lot of like thick women. These are kind of like quick like 11-minute episodes. There's like one kind of new girl introduced each episode, and then they have like some problem, either losing weight, their ass is too big, they gotta tone their muscles, you know, stuff like that. So maybe this anime will encourage you to work out, or maybe it'll encourage you to goon even harder. Also after that, we have Ramen Akaneko for B tier. Very cute show. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, just like a ramen shop, kind of like, you know, slice of life vibes going on, real working conditions out here. And then yeah, just like a girl running a shop with like all these cats. Also after that, we have Yadagarasu, the Raven does not choose his master for B tier. I saw the second half very quickly. I thought it was okay. People are saying the story is insane. They cooked. It's like, Apothecary Diaries at home, but I thought it was just okay. Like, it's fine. Like, nothing really too compelling, but if you do want some type of, like, concubine related, it's like okay. I didn't think the story was like too insane or anything. Also, after that, we have Slime Season 3, the second part of it. So, I mean, a lot of episodes, but okay, there's a festival arc happening, and in the festival, there's just like more talking, more meetings. Nothing too crazy happening, no real action scenes here. It just like, it's unbelievable how Season 3 is just people talking. Like, I know like the talking was good, like when stuff happens, but here Rimru's team is just so overpowered that nothing matters. All this talking, all this planning, it's for nothing, because you can just snap your fingers, solve every problem with like any member of your team. So I think they have to do something about that. If season 4 kind of continues like this, it's not going to be interesting. Also, chill festival arc, so like not really a deal breaker yet. Also, after that, we have Nada Cheer for You for B tier. It's another PA Works anime, very cute show. Kind of just like, the cheerleading squad, like they're doing like school competitions. There's like a lot of like emotional stuff happening where people got injured. And all these girls are kind of like, forming their own groups. So yeah, a lot of stuff happening. Kind of cute random show this season. So if you do like cute girls doing cute things, like, you could definitely put this on your list. We also have Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, also by PA Works. So also leave it at B tier. Kind of just like a cute kind of like adventure show, I guess. Kind of like we see like these gods kind of interacting, and then Sakuna being the main character talking with humans. It definitely is a unique story. And then finally, we have Shy Season 2 for B tier. It was also kind of cute, like, following Shy, just, like the villains are intentionally supposed to be, like, kind of childish. But besides that, I love Season 1 of Shy. The second season was just okay, I thought. So, yeah, just, like, a bunch of, like, generic kind of, like, talk no jutsu. But besides that, if you watch the first season, this kind of continues the story in, like, a good way. Also, after that, we have C tier. I'll go over it very quickly. But, yeah, first we have Days with My Stepsister. I'll leave it at C tier because, okay, I saw what it was they were going for. I saw a lot of people did like it as well, where it's like kind of like a more serious romance concept where, two people, they're giving you this trashy, like, kind of incest plotline, but they're like, nah, we'll make it, like, wholesome and genuine. It's not like they're kind of gooning over each other day one. They're kind of, like, building the relationship. But even then, it was just, like, so tropey. Like, they could make a serious show, but, like, when, like, the girl kind of strips naked in front of him, like, on the third episode, when she kind of gets so jealous that she, like, actually goes into, like, his place of employment and works there as well, because, like, the other girl's, like, kind of hitting on him, it's just, like, so bad. So I thought there were too many tropes to kind of take this serious show seriously. Also, it's, like, very boring, a lot of the episodes. Like, there was some payoff, but there were a lot of flaws. Yeah, if you want, like, an incest romance show, again, if Domestic Girlfriend isn't doing it for you, if a couple of cuckoos ain't doing it for you, well, we got Days with My Stepsister. We also have the Twins anime as well. I put up B tier. I love the Twins anime a lot better than this one. We also have Failure Frame. So, this very shit isekai black-haired character, he has an overpowered skill, but then his whole class got isekai and his skill wasn't really that impressive. So, yeah, this anime is, like, really bad, very generic concept. The art style looked, like, very good, but then, like, you get, like, these CGI monsters that are literally melting every episode. It's kind of confusing. It looks like they used it to save money. Definitely not really worth watching, but I also saw this was very popular on Crunchyroll. So I guess a lot of people are watching this for some reason. I'd say the one good thing, it kind of felt like a Dark Souls anime kind of at first, where like the dude's kind of like killing stuff and drop souls, and everything in the world's trying to fight him. Also, after that, we have I Parry Everything for C tier. I want to like the show a bit more because I thought, Giga Chad parry dude. I thought it'd be kind of like a funny concept, but it was like very boring. Like, it was cool when he parried like concepts and things and gas clouds and everything. But yeah, the story was like kind of bad. Main dude's like overpowered, but he kind of earned the power, so yeah, good for him. But yeah, besides that, kind of just like a boring show. Also, we have 2.5D Seduction. Okay, this is Dress Up Darling at home. It has a lot of fan service moments, so if you're down with the fan service, if you like the kind of like, dress up darling romance concept, well, this one might keep you satisfied, but I really hated the story. I hated how like every character's in the same school, very just like it's like they didn't really try with the story. Everyone's into cosplay. Everyone's just like very seductive, just like naked in front of the main character. They're in love with the main character. They allow just like convenient random things popping up. But hey, if you do like fan service, romance moments, cosplay, then maybe check out this anime. But yeah, Dress Up Darling does this like 100 million times better. Also, after that, we have the Raising Kids in Another World Isekai. So I mean, it's a cute concept, but the story is so boring. Like, a dude kind of adopts these, like, kind of two blue-haired wild kids. They're like twins, and then they're like really overpowered, and he trains them, and then they love him. Also, we have My Wife Has No Emotion for C tier. Okay, kind of like a cute romance concept, but it's very dystopian. Like, I don't want to hear about this dude fucking his toaster. Everyone is like so into it and down. But yeah, maybe this is the future. So yeah, like this anime is very low quality though to take it seriously. And the concept did make me feel kind of disturbed, a bit uncomfortable. Like, I know this exists, there's like high functioning sex dolls. There's like the dude literally married to Hatsune Miku. But I mean, this one kind of takes it to another level, and like with the AI, it just feels like this is going to be real, and I don't want it to be real. Also, after that, we have the Code Geass anime Rose of the Recapture. I'll leave it at C tier because all the like post season 1, season 2 Code Geass stuff, just like not worth watching at all. Just like leave the series as it is. It's just like kind of perfect. It's kind of too late to release anything else, and they're all really not as good as the original. So yeah, that's what it felt like. Also, we have True Beauty for C tier. This is a manhwa based anime, so it has like the concept the girl takes off her glasses, she's beautiful, but before then she's kind of like bullied in school and everything. So yeah, just like it's like a cute concept, but I thought the show wasn't that good. Also, there's no Japanese dub, surprisingly. It's all in like English and Korean. Also, finally for C tier, we have Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World? Kind of like a bad isekai, but the quality was fine. Not really worth watching this season. A lot more other better stuff to watch anyway. It had waifus. It had like some type of like story with like, time travel, humans fighting demons and this wars. And now finally for F tier. Yes, you're going to be asking, where's Tower of God? I don't see it yet. Well, it's going to be an F tier. No, I don't want to put it here. I love season 1. Season 2, new studio. They got to do something, because yeah, this is the first part of it. We're going to have like 12 more episodes, but yeah, the first half was like very painful to watch. So yeah, like what to say, like there's like the animation flaws that like everyone knows. Like all the action scenes were very bad, just like minimal frames of animation. The music was good, that's one good thing. Also, the story I thought was fine, where we meet new characters, because I'm like, okay, I'm down. Like more characters, more world building on this tower, sure, but the exam that they were taking, it's kind of hard to care. Also, like the proctor was like this blue baseball dude. I thought he was very bad to like introduce to a new season, because his skill is like very bad. Like we had badass proctors in season 1. Season 2, we had like this short baseball kid. Also, one thing I saw people complaining, they don't know where people are at the tower, because we keep jumping around. We don't know if like, oh, we're in floor 20, we're in floor 21, 22, like who knows? So maybe like put a little counter on the top right, just like have the number of which floor they're on. But yeah, I mean, you could put this a lot higher, if you like the story, if like Ku and Rachel, they're all here. So yeah, more characters are coming in. I think we'll see like the rest of the characters in the next part, next season. So yeah, besides that, Tower of God continues, but yeah, this season 2 has been very flawed so far. Also, after that, we have A Nobody's Way to Exploration Hero. Like a dude kind of explores like real world dungeons, kind of like in solo leveling, and he meets like a lot of like lollies on his journeys. It's so bad. So yeah, no reason to watch this. Also, after that, we have Our Last Crusade. This anime is by Silverlink. It's the season 2, kind of like a Romeo and Juliet story. It got canceled. They saw like the first 3 episodes, and then they were like, yeah, this animation quality's ass. We'll just give up. We'll drop the show. Yeah, it literally went on hiatus. Kind of crazy. Also, finally, we have The Strongest Magician and Demon Lord's Army Was a Human. Yeah, F tier. Just like a boring random fantasy show. Doesn't really matter. Also, before I forget, we have the Rick and Morty anime. So bad. Studio Dean worked on this. It's on Adult Swim, but I don't know why is this here. Why this is not good. I mean, the OG Rick and Morty was like fun until it got cringe, and then the fan base. There's gonna be 10 episodes. We have like 8 so far, but yeah, it kind of like tries to make the concept like a bit more serious. There's like some emotional moments happening. There's literally no comedy here, and yeah, I did not like it at all. And that's it for the best shows this season. How did I do? Please let me know. But yeah, S tier, very I love Oshinoko. I'm like kind of locked in on it. Dead Demons, very good story as well. Monogatari was good. Nier Automata and My Hero Academia were like also solid continuations. So yeah, S tier is very nice. A tier, a lot of solid shows. And most of the other kind of like fluff, kind of generic, repetitive shows are also in B tier. So yeah, B tier is very massive on this list. But yeah, besides that, that's it for this tier list. We'll work on the next one. Okay, now let's do the best openings this season. It's gonna be a quick tier list, like really tiny. So yeah, just like the songs that stick out to me. Most of them are S tier, some of them are A tier, but yeah, like a lot of them are really good. The one actually that stood out to me is Alia, so I didn't mention it here, but yeah, there's like a different ending for each episode. There's like 11 different endings basically, plus the opening, which was like solid. So yeah, they're doing the Takagi-san route. Alia's voice actress also singing. Very good. Ending 2 was my favorite. It's Kawaii Kute Gomen. So yeah, like that one was the banger. The rest of them were pretty chill, but yeah, I mean, I like the creativity here. We have the Oshinoko opening and ending. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to top Idol from season 1, but We have Fatal by Gemin, and also the ending. It's called Burning by Hitsuji Bungaku. I mean, both of them are really good. So yeah, Oshinoko's new opening and ending, I love it so much. Tower of God, we had a good opening here and ending. So it's called Rise Up by Nizu, but also the ending is also by Nizu. It's called Believe. We have the pseudo harem opening called Blouse by Gohobi. I liked it a lot, you know, just like a chill song. We have the Elusive Samurai opening called Plan A. This song was also a banger, one of the best this season. We have the Nier Automata opening called Black Box made by Lisa. I like this one as well. We have the Mayonaka Punch opening. This one was really good. It's also sung by one of the voice actresses. There's the Dead Dead Demons opening from last season. Same opening, but it's so good. It's sung by Ano and Lilas, so yeah, obviously so good. We have the My Hero Academia opening called Curtain Call by Yuri. It was okay. Like, not really one of the stronger ones, but, you know, it was kind of hype. There's the Shika Noko 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 Kosh Tantan opening called Shikairo Days by Shikabu. Yeah, I mean, the song was very addicting, so yeah, I mean, very catchy as well. There's the Suicide Squad opening. This one was interesting because it was kind of jazzy, there were no lyrics, so I thought it was like pretty unique. There's the Spice and Wolf opening, so yeah, the second one is called Sign by Aimer. So yeah, Aimer making some like, you know, chill songs. This one was good too. And also we have the Monogatari Off and Monster Season opening. We had two different ones, as well as like a good ending by Yoasobi, but this one is called Caramel Ribbon. So yeah, just like insane level of quality. Like all of the Monogatari openings are really fitting for each arc we're in, and I definitely got it on replay. So yeah, that's all the songs. I kind of just like put them all in the same tier, like they're all just so good. There's like some other ones like romance related, like Makine had a solid opening, Wistoria had a solid opening, but yeah, didn't feel like mentioning it here. So yeah, that's it for the best opening list. And now let's do the best waifus we had this season. Let's finish it up there. So yeah, I'll go over this very quickly, but yeah, each anime, I'm gonna rate up the main girls here. So we have kind of like S to F tier, nothing too crazy, but yeah, I don't think there's that many F tier girls. We'll see, but let's get started. So yeah, first off, Oshinoko, there's 3 girls here. Kana, Akane, and Ruby. They're all kind of featured here. Ruby, she had like kind of not really too much showing in this season, so yeah, they're kind of like saving her for later. So I'll put her in A tier. Kana and Akane though, S tier, both of them. Very good, carried the play, both of them kind of like showing off their real emotions. Trying to like, you know, hang out with Aqua and also like kind of compete against each other are so good. Also after that, we have Alia. So yeah, there's 2 girls here. Alia, I'll put her in B tier, unfortunately. She's kind of like a boring main girl, but she is trying to progress. She's trying to get stronger. Maybe in season 2, we'll see more of her. But Yuki, the sister, I gotta put her in S tier. She was insane. Her dialogue was just like so captivating. Just like not a realistic person at all. But yeah, her incest weeb personality is like very funny. We also have the Dead Dead Demons girls, so Karore and Ontan, both of them belong in S tier. Just like, you know, solid personality in this anime, really fun to follow them. Also after that, we have the Monogatari Off and Monster Season girls. There's a lot of girls here, so I'll kind of talk about the ones that are like highly featured. So yeah, Nadeko had her own arc. I'll put her in S tier. She was also hanging out with Yotsugi, so I'll put both of them just like in S tier. Also after that, we have Spice and Wolf. We have Hollow. Gotta put her in S tier. She's a goddess. Actually like really cutesy, greedy, selfish, but also, you know, she helps out when people need her. So yeah, I'll put her in S tier. And there's also Eiko from Terminator Zero. I'll put her in S tier as well. It's, you know, just like badass soldier here. I liked her a lot, trying to, you know, save the timeline, do her thing. So yeah, the action was really nice, and then, you know, she played a good part in the story. So after that, we have Nagant from My Hero Academia. I guess I'll put her in A tier. Like there's Uraraka and Froppy. We see them all the time. We see Toga there. So yeah, but she was like kind of like the main villain girl. But yeah, it was hyped to see Nagant again. Also after that, we have Tower of God. So yeah, there's 2 girls here. One of them is the Fire Princess. So yeah, her name is Yeon. So I'll put her in A tier, just like, you know, strong girl, but she has her flaws. She can't cook. She's like very uncontrolled with her power, very emotional. But, you know, she's definitely like working on herself, trying to get stronger and trying to be useful. Also, we have Rachel. Yes, she's back. I love seeing her. Great villain. We gotta say fuck Rachel each time. Also after that, we have Shika Noko 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 Kosh Tan. So there's Shika Noko, there's Kosh Tan, the main duo. Both of them are really funny. I'll put them in S tier. So yeah, Deer Girl and Delinquent Girl, their presence in this anime was insane. Also after that, we have Wistoria, Wand and Sword. There's some waifus here. Main girl Colette. So I mean, I'll put her in B tier. Kind of looks like solid female, like supporting character, but doesn't really do too much. There's also like kind of this ice girl that's like kind of childhood friends with the main character. She's very mysterious, but also like kind of strong, so I'll put her in A tier. Her name is Surfert. And also after that, we have the girls from Makine. I'll put them all in A tier. Lemon, Komari, and the main girl that eats a lot, Yanami. So they're all kind of funny. They're all like very flawed and emotional and, you know, going through the struggles, but it's fun to see all of them kind of like hang out together and be happy. Also after that, we have Annette from No Longer Allowed in Another World. So she's kind of like the priestess trying to guide all these like isekai people. So yeah, I mean, a good fan service here. She's hot and she's helping out the main character. And now we have Saki Saki from Days with My Stepsister. I'll put her in C tier. Okay, I did not like her. Very boring, robotic, and yeah, she has her own flaws. Like, she kind of faces it, deals with it, but goddamn, I did not like her. Also, we have Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad Isekai. Gotta put her in S tier, you know, this strong main girl. I loved her anime design. She was really funny. She wasn't really, like, very unsufferable. Like, even though she's a villain, she's working together with all the Suicide Squad members and fighting. So, yeah, that was cool. We have some girls in failure frames. So, yeah, there's, like, a lot of, like, waifus here. Very revealing. There's, like, the kind of goddess Physis, who's, like, an A tier, just, like, so hot, very revealing. There's also, like, kind of, like, the main elf girl that's, like, following the main character. She kind of has no agency, not really a real character. There's, like, an isekai love interest. So, yeah, her name is Ceres, and I'll put her in C tier. Now we have Nanakura from Pseudo Harem. I loved her so much. S tier, carried the whole anime, made it so unique. Her range, her voice acting was so good. And yeah, it was just like wholesome seeing her be happy. Also, after that, we have Lindbergh Clays from I Parry Everything. She's also like kind of following the main character, helping him out. So, I mean, I'll put her in B tier. Nothing like too crazy about her, but she's trying to get stronger. We have Shizuku from the Elusive Samurai. So, she's kind of like the little priestess girl, trying to help him fight all the samurais and using like some magical powers. So, I'll put her in A tier. We have Renette from the Osan Adventurers. She's like the hot, kind of tan elf mage girl. I loved her design. So yeah, I gotta put her in S tier, kind of shameless, but yeah, she was hot. We also have the Demon Lord from The Strongest Magician in the Demon Lord's Army was a human. Yeah, I mean, I'll put her in A tier. She's like kind of like working on like, you know, fixing the demon-human relationships, kind of like a smart leader. So yeah, I liked her attitude in the show. Also after that, we have Rurisa from 2.5D to Seduction. Just like random cosplay girl. Like, she would be a solid main character, but none of these characters like really have any agency. This is like, you know, a fan service type of romance show, so I can't really take any of them seriously. I gotta put her in B tier. And now we have Ren from Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World? So I'll put her in A tier, you know, kind of strong, like main girl in this isekai. So yeah, I thought she was like kind of interesting. And now we have Osanai from Shoshimin. Very unique personality. She's kind of like a psycho, like sociopathic, doing things for self-interest. But she loves to eat cake. Loves to eat all these delicious sweets. So I love seeing her do that every week. Just like so funny. I'll put her in S tier. You know, this girl knows what she wants. Also after that, we have 2B and A2 from Near Automata. I mean, would they be in B tier, A tier? No, S tier. They're so good. Just like hot androids with some emotional story. I loved it a lot. We have Glass Happiness, who's like the magical girl in the Evil Lieutenant romance show. I'll put her in A tier. You know, we gotta protect her. A random girl that's lost. Also after that, we have Saki from Senpais and Otoko Noko. So yeah, she's kind of like the main girl, like falling in love with the main character. She was very fun, very cute, very expressive. I guess I'll just put her in A tier. We also have Atri from Atri My Dear Moment. So she's like kind of like this little robot android girl. Very annoying personality, but you know, we gotta protect her. She's just trying to live her life, trying to be helpful and useful. So I'll put her in A tier. And now we have Riho from the Cafe Terrace season 2. So yeah, there were a lot of girls. It's a harem show, but like, she kind of stood out the most this season, I guess. They're talking about, like, her past, how, like, you know, she was, like, trying to be an actress and everything. So, yeah, I'll leave her in A tier. Like, all these characters are really hot. And now I have Selfie from A Nobody's Way Up to Exploration Hero. Random ass isekai, a lot of lollies here. She's also one of the lollies. But she's voiced by Hana Kana. But she's kind of like this random girl in the dungeon following the main character. I'll put her in B tier. And now we have Dahlia from, yeah, Dahlia and Bloom. So, yeah, solid, like, main girl in this fantasy show. I'll put her in S tier. Kind of like, you know, building things, being smart and capable, and just, like, you know, helping people. And now we have Coco Rode. She's like the VTuber from the VTuber anime. So she likes getting drunk. I'll put her in A tier. You know, seeing like the D-gen side of this VTuber, it was like a bit funny. We also have twins from the Twins romance show. So yeah, there's Naori and Rumi. Naori's kind of like a bit more annoying. Rumi's kind of more like grounded, level-headed. Naori was just like, you know, making a lot of like cringe references. No one really talks like that in real life. Hopefully not. But yeah, both of them, I'll just put them in B tier, you know, just like kind of like forgettable romance characters. And now we have Belle LeBlanc from Bye Bye Earth. You know, solid main girl. Kind of like, you know, strong. She has her swords. So a badass woman, I'll put her in S tier. And now we have Mina from My Wife Has No Emotion. She's the robot wife. Honestly, you know, as she's growing, getting upgrades, you kind of feel a bit attached to her, I guess. But it's just very wrong and unnatural, so I'll just put her in B tier. And now we have Liv and Masaki from Mayonaka Punch. I love this duo so much, you know, just working together. Both of them are really strong and, you know, trying to help each other. So I'll put them in S tier. And now we have Nicola from Quality Assurance in Another World. It's very sweet seeing her because she's like trying to be helpful in this world, even though she's an NPC. So I like that a lot about her. I'll put an A tier, just like, you know, she's going on her journey here. And now I have Elfda from Plus Sized Elf. So I mean, she's working on herself. I'll put her in A tier. You know, maybe she'll lose some weight. Maybe she'll stop binge eating these French fries. We gotta see. And now we have Belle and Clay from Dungeon People. So this duo just like running the dungeon. It's very cute. I love them so much. I'll put them in S tier. They're also like really strong and overpowered, defeating the enemies, defeating all the problems, and you know, maintaining the dungeon. And then we have Kanata from Not a Cheer for You. So yeah, I mean, she's one of the cheerleading girls. She has like some type of traumatic backstories, but she's trying to work hard to like fight past it, make some new friends. I'll put her in A tier. And now we have Shy from Shy Season 2. So yeah, I mean, they're Shy. I liked her, you know, solid main girl. She's like, you know, defeating the villains in her own way, not really using violence or force, but like, you know, trying to talk to them and, you know, open up their hearts. I'll put her in A tier. She also has like this samurai friend called Ai, a new girl this season. And finally, we have Sakuna from Sakuna Rice and Ruin. She is the goddess. So she's kind of working on this island, trying to like grow the rice, maintain the farmland, and also defeat the monsters. So a solid character, interesting story. I'll put her in A tier. And yeah, that is it for all the waifus this season. Thank you for watching. Thank you for keeping up. Did I respect your best girl? Who is your best girl? Let me know. I'm really a big fan of Kana and Oshinoko. It's kind of like a basic bitch answer, but you know, I liked her a lot. I love Nanakura as well from Pseudo Harem. She was great. I like the Monogatari girls. All of them were like very fun. So Yotsugi and Nadeko were both good. The Makine girls were nice. You know, Harley Quinn was cool in Suicide Squad. That's like the waifu roundup right there. And you know, thanks for watching. Summer season is over. Hopefully you like my tier list, my rankings, all the shows. I watch every anime every season. I try to at least. It's getting so much harder every season though, because there's so many isekais. So many other shows to keep up with. But yeah, you know, if you want to like enter some shows in your backlog, check out like the S tier shows. Check out some stuff coming out in the fall season as well. Dan to Dan's gonna be insanely good. ReZero season 3 if you keep up with it. I'll see you in the fall season, boys and girls. But yeah, summer is over. Peace.